Morning. How are we doing today? That's fair. Thanks for telling me. Well, whenever you see this, please make sure at some point today to get up, stretch a little bit, drink some water, take your meds if that applies to you, figure out how to tie a tie, eat something if you can. And I hope that you remember that you are loved, you matter. I'm so glad you're here with me. And I hope that you have an awesome day. I cut my finger, like the knuckle of my right finger, and I don't think I realized how much that is involved with tying a tie. Anyway, I need to get another Band-Aid on it. I am working in person today. It's normally one of my virtual days, but the office is closed on Wednesday, and I have meetings that I want to have take place this week. So anyway, not that you need all those details. All right, I'm gonna go get a Band-Aid, and then we're gonna head off to work.
I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. And I seem to find the happiness I seek. Oh, give me what you alone can give, a kiss to build a dream on. I'll wear your granddad's clothes, I look incredible. I'm in this big ass coat from the thrift shop down the road.
Hey, work went well, so now we're gonna go for our walk. Yeah, my only issue was I got stuck on a problem, and thankfully I remembered to stop and have a cup of tea. It's amazing how taking a moment to pause and think can help with problem solving and productivity. Almost everybody has some form of a coffee break that they take when they're working. They get up to get a cup of coffee, maybe they get up to smoke a cigarette, I don't know, whatever it is that you do. I try to take those little breaks and be very intentional with them. So I actually have a morning and afternoon tea routine that I do during my workday, and the whole point is to reset my brain and help me to refocus. As someone with ADHD, it is very important because I can get off track. I can get overwhelmed by a problem and shut down. And these tea breaks are designed to help me manage that so that I can be productive while honoring my body and my neurotype. So, how do I make my tea times intentional? Well, it's really simple. It's really short. It's 3 steps. Step 1, I move and breathe. So this can be some kind of Tai Chi exercise or just slow dancing. I don't really care. The idea is to just move my body in time with the breath. So as I'm breathing in and breathing out, I am moving, listening to my body, taking note of where the tension is, and trying to, in my imagination, I don't know if that's really happening, but move the tension to the parts of my body I can move. So if I'm feeling it in my chest, I try to move it to my arms or my legs, and then expel that tension as I move. The next step is to brew a cup of tea. So my teapot at work is only 8 ounces. It's really small. So that's kind of how I can justify having multiple cups of tea in a day. And so I make my tea, and then I drink the tea and think about what needs to get done. Really, it's read or get back to work. So if I'm off that day, then I'll get a book out, I'll read. But if I'm at work, then I start thinking about that project, think about what's going on, what am I working on today, do a kind of a check-in, see where I'm at with my to-do list, what have I accomplished so far that day, celebrate that, what still needs to get done, and look at how many hours are left in my workday, and game plan, how am I going to get my priority items done that day. And then I get back to my desk and I start working again. It has been really helpful because it's a way for me to mindfully take 5 to 10 minutes and settle down, reset my nervous system, reset my mind, and then I'm more productive. But usually, and if I'm stuck on a problem, sometimes I'll start that tea break early, because when I'm stuck on something, I don't know about you, but just sitting there and staring at the problem or staring at my computer screen is not helpful. I need to get away. I need to reset, and that reset actually speeds things up, because that 5 minutes, that 10 minutes I take to settle my mind and calm down means that I'm immediately productive again. Whereas in the past, I would just be sitting there, and an hour later, I was no closer to accomplishing what needed to be accomplished. Anyway, so that's my mindful tea break. I don't think I've ever seen a pink porta potty before. I love it. So, how about you? Do you have this ever happen to you? When you're at work, where you just feel stuck, you feel overwhelmed, the stress and anxiety of the day or the project is just really getting to you? I know that taking a coffee or a tea break isn't always feasible, depending on the industry that you work in. When I used to wait tables or when I worked at Starbucks, for me that break was running the trash. Or with waiting tables, the restaurant, it was like, doing the little napkin with the fork, spoon, and thing. Fork, spoon, and knife, putting those together. It was a very repetitive, boring job. Nobody wanted to do it. But it was meditative, and it helped me move and calm down. Same thing with doing the dishes, helping the dish crew out. One, they loved that. And building goodwill wherever we can is important, right? But also, again, I kind of like washing dishes. It can be very meditative. It can be calming once I get into the groove. And it allows my mind to wander and turn over those problems and possibly come up with solutions and take that tension and put it into my movement. Anyway, so what do you do? Do you have techniques? Do you have methods for dealing with the stress that you come up with at work that might keep you from getting things done? Let me know. Share them in the comments. I've really loved seeing your stories, your workarounds, or even just admitting, hey, I'm stuck in this area. And I think that's important. And never feel like you're oversharing. I have seen a couple of times they've said, oh, I hope it's okay if I say this about my life, or it's okay if I share this. I welcome your stories. Your stories are welcome here. And everyone else, please make sure that you're being respectful and kind. Either say nothing or say something supportive and encouraging or helpful. not to be dad here, but if you're being rude or unkind, I'm going to start with just deleting your comment. If you get in a fight with somebody in the comments, I might just delete the whole thread. I know that comments help me with engagement, but I don't want to grow through meanness or strife. And I'm not saying you have to agree. You can disagree with each other, of course. Just do it respectfully, all right? Because a respectful disagreement, you're more likely to change the person's mind. Oftentimes, when we're just yelling at each other, no minds are changed, and we all just walk away with bad feelings. Or worse, proud of how we shut someone down, quote unquote. And that's not the vibe that I want. But none of y'all have been doing that, so you guys are great. I love you all. And I am going to head home because it is hot. And for now, it is time for your next adventure. I'll miss you.